Auliʻi Cravalho. Okay?
Snacks.
All right, good. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. So much going on. Thanks for stopping by USA Today, first of all.
Thank you for having me.
We got Moana 2. We got, obviously, Cabaret as well.
Yeah.
First of all, what's it like for you kind of hopping between these two different worlds, Broadway, theater, especially being a first-time Broadway performer?
Yeah.
Like, what's this like for you?
I made my Broadway debut, which it's so much fun. It's also so very tiring. Like, it is an art form that truly is so different from live action and so very different from voiceover, which was my first love. My first job was Moana. But also the characters are vastly different. So Moana, who we know and love.
To finish what they started.
Moana, show our people just how far we'll go.
And then Sally Bowles, who descends into madness every night. Thankfully, having both of them in the same day, one feels like a break from the other, so I haven't lost my mind just yet.
Not yet. Operative word maybe is yet.
Just yet.
Does it make it any easier, or I guess what is it like having your Broadway debut with somebody else, a co-star, who's also having his Broadway debut in Adam Lambert?
Adam is so sweet, and I think it feels really nice that we have our dressing rooms right next to each other. We come out, we say hello every single night, like that camaraderie. I wasn't quite expecting. I knew that I would be seeing not only Adam, but the rest of my cast, 6 days out of the week for the 8-show-a-week run. But the feeling of, the best way to explain it is when we all were introduced to each other, we all did hugs around the circle, and they held me that extra second that made me realize, oh, okay, I'm safe here. Like, I will fall off the stage, which I have at this point. I will forget a line and nearly miss an entrance, but these people have my back.
And you're still studying at Columbia, or no?
I got into Columbia, and I deferred too many times. I now need to reapply.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I'm also breadwinner of my family. I am in such an up and down industry that I'm gonna ride the wave, so to speak.
Is this, so that, it's really interesting. This is so interesting because you come to New York, you're making your Broadway debut, and this is almost, I guess, I mean, unless you're gonna study virtually, which I'm sure Columbia has that option, it is almost like an intro to New York before you then become a student, which usually people do it the opposite way. But
fair enough. I like that. I have lived in New York before. I love this city. I just know that I can't split my brain in two. When I'm ready to do schooling, I'm gonna go all in gung-ho, and I need to focus on that because there is a part of me that really wants to do it. But while I'm working, my brain is quite literally in the clouds. I play pretend for a living, so when it gets real, I'll get real.
Is there anything real about this sequel, about Moana, that is maybe takes you out of the clouds at any point, whether it's like the script or just, I don't know, thinking about the setting and everything?
Well, Moana is such a beautiful character. This is the first time in Disney history that a Disney princess has been allowed to age.
You will be destroyed, and your wayfinder too.
So for me, coming back to the character that I was first cast when I was 14, I turned 24 in just a week or so. So coming back to it, I think there are a lot of things that I learn about her that is really juxtaposed of what I've learned about myself. The theme of growing up and the theme of never being able to fully control everything that goes around you, as much as we might like that, is something that I deeply resonate with. It's also so very important to me that the representation in this film carries as far as it does. I'm someone from Hawaii, but our cast also includes people from Aotearoa, New Zealand, from Samoa, from Tahiti, and that feeling of Pacific pride is so important and so potent, as well as the story of navigating and wayfinding. These are ancient. This is an ancient knowledge that the people of the Pacific have, and sharing that with a broader audience, I think, is the best thing that I could have possibly asked for.
Is there a theme in this of like, maybe not so much reunion, but like uniting maybe like two sides, or like kind of erasing some division that might be there? Like, is there any of that in this?
I think the best way to put it is, if our first film was about connecting with the past, this film is about connecting with the future. So Moana has a little sister, Simea.
Moana! Little sis! Fix it! You were were gone forever.
It was 3 days.
Where are we going?
Which, if you remember in the first film, Moana tried and wanted to go out onto the ocean, but it was a strict no. Whereas for Simea and Moana at the helm, now being a master navigator, Simea is growing up in a world where, or in a time where navigation is simply part of their everyday life. So it's a very different understanding, and the resurgence of wayfinding is something that has occurred also in real life. So to tie it all together, like, this film really is deeply important to educate the masses.
And what do you hope, I guess, they end up taking from it with that?
Well, I hope they take away, like, our new songs and our new characters and our new villains and just how fun it is to be immersed in animation. I'm such a fan of our animators, first and foremost. Like, I remember when I was first giving interviews for this, people asked me, so, how do you like the film? And I went, I haven't seen it yet. But now that I have, I'm still gushing over it. And I love connecting with the Moana Ohana that I saw in the first film. They're together with us again for the second film. And all in all, I think there's something for everyone. The parents that will inevitably be watching this movie as many times as their children, and for the kids as well. It's a really great ride.